My name is Seun Oloketuyi. Many call me Mr. Bon. Today, I shall be navigating this journey with Tomi Falade, lifestyle editor of Daily Independent. Ensure you don't change the dial, as we have a lot to discuss and a lot to learn from two guests that we have today. We start today's program with our normal weekly news. Biola is here to give us the news of happenings in the industry.
Highest grossing actress Funke Akindele has made her fans to stick to her page as she gradually unveils her cast for her new movie Finding Me. Leaving the storyline out of the post has gradually really got people wondering what she might have in store this time.
Tell me, what do you think?
I think it's amazing that Funke is doing this at this time. It's like that woman doesn't have a break. She doesn't have break season. She doesn't, take a break. She's just constantly working and delivering. And she delivers good, commercially successful films. And, that's amazing for me, at least in my opinion.
Funke Akindele, Shafi Bello, and Tori Abraham top the list of Film One's 2023 highest grossing actresses, with Funke Akindele leading with 794 million for her movie A Tribe Called Judah, Shafi Bello with 216 million for her movie called Orisha, Big Love, Different Strokes, and The Bloom Boys, and lastly Tori Abraham with 144 million for her movie Malaika.
I think that what this just shows us is how busy Shafi Bello was last year, because you could see that she was in about 4 or 5 of the big movies. That made her to come closely behind, and the fact that Toyin did not do a lot except her homework.
And she's also in Funke's new film Finding Me.
Oh, okay.
She's been unveiled as a cast member.
Oh, that sounds nice. And the thing about it is that industry people take this serious, because I remember that when Deyemi was named as the highest
paid actor,
grossing thing, he just increased his fee straight. So maybe
and Shafi is making the big bucks already. So
maybe this year it's Shafi that will increase her fee.
And as for the men, we have Timini, Jide Kene, and Emeka Ike, with Timini leading with 1.6 billion naira, Jide Kene with 1.4 billion naira for Tribe of Judah, and Ife Diche and Emeka Ike with 303 million for Malaika.
To me.
Yeah. Okay, so that's great. Great work, really. I think that the industry is picking up again. I mean, post COVID-19, we all thought that there won't be as many films, around. But 3 years after, I think we're doing amazing, and I'm glad to see the films that are coming out of that.
Let me just add, on this list, the person I'm very happy for is Emeka Ike, because for a long time we've not seen him, and Toyin took a big risk with her, you understand, and I think the risk turned out well, you understand. So I'm happy, and I hope that with this, a lot of more people will be encouraged to try to work with him. And not only him, there are a lot of people in that generation that are very good actors that I don't see them, people calling them again, the Fred Amata, the Kepi, although Kepi is in Folayo, if I'm right, you understand. The Fred Amata, the only person that has been consistent is Seun. How he does it, he will surely tell us one day. He's been consistent, he's been able to do the movies with the old people, and the young people still call him. Even the Yoruba movie people, they still call him.
I think the new age producers don't remember that how great these people are or were at the time, and so they don't remember to cast them in films. They simply think of people that they've been seeing, consistently, and just use them over and over.
That's why I'm happy with what Africa Magic tried to do with the iconic night.
Yeah.
And one of the things they said they were going to do was that they were planning to do projects in which they were going to make movies with those icons, with the icons writing, directing, and then they mentoring young people. And they said there was a particular budget that they had for it, and they're going to do about 10 movies in the next 1 year. I hope it comes out well, because it was really good seeing all the old people together that night.
Motilola Akinlami speaks against Kunle Afolayan for always sabotaging her, telling people not to call her for jobs if he's on that set.
Well, one day I just hope that this kind of stories will end in Nollywood. I don't know why. If I have a personal problem with somebody, I can decide not to use the person in my job. That's my own personal business. But when it comes to me having to call other people not to but Motidora is alleging. I am not saying
we can't conclude.
We can't
conclude because we are not.
Because we are not.
Yes.
There and the rest of it, and I might not want to use Tommy, and I say it's because Mr.
Why would you use me?
No, I'm not. I'm just giving an idea that I might not want to use you in a movie. And then when you now ask me that, why am I not using you? I will say it's Mr. Fidelis. So this kind of thing, you need to be careful before you draw your conclusion. But I think that we've heard too much of. He didn't call me because of this. He didn't call me before because of that. Social media is getting too messy. We want to see more positive things about Nollywood people on social media, not all these kind of stories.
But really, that's the trend. That's an expected trend because we're a community, we're a country, we're a people that thrive on drama. So the fact that we have new drama does not mean that the industry is not trying. It just means that there's a lot more stories to be told.
Junior Pope's burial took place on Friday, the 16th of May at his hometown, in Nsukka, Enugu State. It was an emotional, touching event. We pray his soul rests in peace and in the bosom of the Lord.
Tommy.
Junior Pope's death was a particularly touching one for me because I had not even seen enough of him as an actor before he passed on, and then the whole drama that came about from his passing and the death and the problems in the industry, the problems it unaided is kind of reminiscent of close to something like what happened with Mobad, even though that's a different story entirely. But it brings up so many memories, and the fact that he's being laid to rest now, we hope that his soul really finds rest, and that the people, his family, his friends, find comfort.
If I might add this, and this is very important to me. Can we beg people to stop making videos, stop making different counter claims about his death? This young man was just 42. It's unfortunate the way he died.
Yes.
It's so sad seeing Oloketuyi come out to say he offended him, he betrayed him after the burial. It is, I don't know the words to use to describe it. And then
Angela, and you shouldn't even speak ill of the dead, really.
Angela Okori, it is high time she also stops making different video and trying to fight for the family. Leave the family, leave the dead, let the dead fight for himself. She's the one that will see the person that did not wear the correct dress for the burial. She's the one that is seeing the person that when the person went to visit the widow, should not have given the money publicly. We should stop all this drama. Let the people that want to mourn this person mourn, and let anybody that want to mourn in the way that suits. If I want to give money and I decide that I want to put it on my head and giving it to the widow, the most important thing is that the money gets to the widow. Yes. You understand? So let this man rest in peace and let his family mourn without all these stupid stories and drama. If he had offended you and you did not see it to sort it out before the man died, you should just have forgiven him, and you calls himself a pastor, for God's sake. You should just have forgiven him and let go instead of all this drama we are being made to see. It is so sad for me to read who is, I feel, is a very matured and supposed to be a senior colleague. But I like the thing that Peter Doche said the day we interviewed Pete about the whole thing, and I think this should just rest. Unless you want to pay tribute peacefully or do something for the family, let this man rest in peace.
Actress Wunmi Toriola revealed that her fans should expect her incoming cinema debut titled Queen Latifah, which will shake the world when it premieres.
Oh yeah. I'm excited about that because it seems the women know what works in the cinemas, and they, every year they churn out content and they get it right, and people, troop to the cinemas to see it. It's not as if male filmmakers are not doing great work. It's just that the women know how to, get us excited. Truth
be told, at this moment, when you see 10 successful films, 8 are done by women, I was told that it's because the women can dance. You understand?
I don't think so.
To push the movie. But I'm very happy for Wunmi. I saw the cast list of the movie. All the best that you can see in the industry in the cast, and the movie is being managed by Judith Audu, who knows onions, and cinema cinema mats or something by Okwe is the one managing it. So we are looking forward to another great movie, because everybody knows that you cannot afford to do a bad movie at this time, especially when you are given an opportunity at that big stage.
Yes, so
the stick is waiting for you if you do a bad movie. Even if people, before it was easy to do a bad movie and go. Now social media will kill you. they will
dissect and
they will dissect and analyze it. So I look forward to it. I know Wumi has done so many good YouTube movies, and I know that she has been working on this movie. The last time I saw her was when she came to read for children, and she told me about this movie then. So I wish her the best of luck, and I'm looking forward to her coming to talk about the movie on this program.
Okay, great.
That ends the news. Today on the program we have two guests, and the two guests are people who are doing extremely important things for the industry. They are not people you will see on your screen all the time, but they are works you will see. As far back as over 25 years ago, our guest here has been premiering movie. I remember that movie. Not My Will. It was premiered at Muzon Center then, and it was well attended. He has done a lot of movies, and from that time he had gone to start the Abuja Film Festival, started a radio station. Today I have Mr. Fidelis Duker. My first question to you is, we've not seen you direct movies except Jenkins' movie, which was last year, and I'm going to ask you, what's happening to the movie? We've not seen the movie.
We're still in post-production. The film is called Beautiful Ghost. It was shot in Lagos, Uyo, and New York and New Jersey. It took us this long because I had to wait about 6-8 months. I was involved in other projects. I had to wait before I could go to the US in 2023. That was when we shot the US part. Definitely to be out in the next couple of months. We are looking at premiering in Lagos and Uyo sometime. Jenkins from Uyo. And it was basically a film that centers around the Ibibio tribe. And I think that's my first movie in about 8 or 9 years since I did a movie. In all fairness, I've been making films, but from the back. I've been more of funding young filmmakers who have ideas, making films. I've been also supporting those who have ideas. For me, I've not seen the kind of film I want to make. The Jenkins one came because it was a bit fascinating for me, because the story was different from the conventional. And of course, I also felt it was an opportunity for me to also film legally in the US. Most of the films are filmed legally, so I felt it was, and then that was engaging. And of course, the film crew there were basically from the US then. So we've done the film. We are post-production now. Hopefully before August, we should have the film out for you to see.
Okay, now I would like to go to the film festival thing. You started about
21 years
ago. It was not fashionable for even Nollywood practitioners to go to international film festivals then. What brought the idea, and why did you do Abuja? You used to live in Lagos.
I always live in Lagos.
You are from Calabar. That's where your radio station. Why not Calabar Film Festival? Why not Lagos Film Festival? Why Abuja Film Festival?
Interesting. You see, at that time, I like the word you use, fashionable. In 2003, when the idea was muted, I had gone to several film festivals then. I've gone to Berlin, I've gone to Cannes, I've gone to the New York African Film Festival. Those film festivals, some Nigerian films, that was even at the point where there was this large number of films being produced, and they were not on cinema. There were no cinemas at that time. The YouTube was there, but it wasn't that a novel thing for anybody to go on YouTube. It wasn't a fad. It was just, people were just putting their films there. The income from YouTube was quite low because of the exchange rate. Why people are going to YouTube now is because of the exchange rate. That's the only reason. Nothing has changed. So when we had the idea of the Abuja Film Festival then, I'd gone to these festivals and I felt there was a need for Nigerian films to also have something similar in Nigeria. And then somebody asked, why Abuja? Good question. I could have done it in Lagos. My wife still feels, who's my partner on the project for 21 years, feels that I made maybe to an extent a long demographic choice of going to Abuja. But I had a reason why I went to Abuja for two reasons. One, I felt films were at that time being made in Lagos. Lagos was the hub for films, and there's no way you could do a film festival and people would leave location. I felt like taking them away from their comfort zone to a zone where they will be away from film, they will not make film, they will watch films, they will engage in discussions, like the panel discussions, the workshops and all that. And that was the idea. And I also felt at that time too, we're just coming back to democracy. That was 2 years into 1999 when we came back. And I felt, why don't we get close to the political class? Why don't we engage the politicians now? Why don't we put film in their face? And that's paid off. Looking back now, the industry has gone so well that even when Funke's film made 1 billion, the president had to say congrats. Those days, they felt well in code, what they call us alawada. We're just comedians who are playing around doing film. And the beauty of it then too, I recall that when we went to Abuja, the first edition, virtually all the filmmakers came. We had limited resources, but they paid their way to Abuja. I remember the likes of Late Amaka Igwe, the late piece Ayamo Sigwe, Zebe Jiro, Tunjiba Mishi, Belaf One. Everybody came, they were all excited because for them, they were leaving their comfort zone of working to an environment where they could exchange ideas and network. So that was it. And so for me, in 21 years, that's paid off. And look at this paid off now. We have close to about 50 festivals all over the country. Everywhere from Owerri to Ibadan to
50.
Yes, there were 50.
I only know Kaduna,
Enugu. Ibadan is happening next month.
Yes,
it's happening next month. You know that, there's even Ibadan, there is Enugu, there is one in Jos, there is Port Harcourt that happened last year and it's happening again this year. There is therefore the Abuja. So there are several.
Okay. So I want to bring you back to the concept of festivals.
Yes, please.
So I'm going to ask two questions in one. Number one, how does film festivals help emerging filmmakers? That's one. And then two, I noticed the trend because I've attended a few festivals myself, and each time I cover them, I see great films at festivals that screen, but I don't see them in mainstream media. They either don't come to YouTube, come to cinemas, or come to streaming platforms. And I wonder that, okay, is that the end of the film? Is there more to it?
Okay, let me start with the first one, emerging filmmakers. The only idea of festivals are for emerging want to use their camcorder and make a film. Oloketuyi will not have their films screened at major festivals. They will not get to Sundance. The festival circuits are a platform where these young filmmakers have an opportunity of showcasing their film. And that was why we started the Abuja Film Festival. At the time we started, apart from, of course, engaging so many films that were being made then, who, of course, had gotten to the mainstream Idumota, Iweka Road market then, 1999, 2001, 2002, you get the point. We also felt there were films that have been made that were not seen. Documentary films, animated films from young people. Yes. So we felt that the festival is a circuit where they could also have these films seen. And that's one area. Two, it's also a platform for training. That's what happens at festivals. You have different workshops, you have different seminars, you have during the workshops, interactive session, networking. You meet people that you can even engage and partner to make a new film. I could meet Seun there and say, okay, let's do our journey together and we'll begin to discuss the idea from that point. You get the point? Yeah. That's the idea. Then to your second question, which you said...
some of these films that are great.
Yes, I'll give you a good example. At the last AMVCA, interestingly, a particular film had about 12 nominations, but only won in one category, costume. That was the film that went to Sundance. And what was it called? Mommy Water.
Yes.
In all fairness, on national security, it's Nigeria's biggest exploit ever.
Yes, actually.
It's the biggest exploit ever in Nigeria from film. That's Mommy Water. No Nigerian film has gotten to Sundance. And when you count,
a couple of awards.
Yes, he won in Sundance.
Yeah.
He won at FESPACO. I was now the jury of FESPACO last year. He won 2 awards there. Sundance is like the 3rd or 4th festival in the world. In number 3. If you count the Cannes, the Berlin, the Silicon Valley, the next you can even think of is maybe Sundance. It's a big festival in the world. So, and of course, he did so well there. But mainstream, at the cinemas, he had limited release. I know that it didn't last more than 2 weeks at the cinemas before it was removed. People were not. So, festival films are a bit different from the conventional films. Most festival films end up doing well at festivals, win awards, but when they get into mainstream, they might not be what the general audience may want to see. But it's beginning to change now because globally now people are beginning to understand that you must also at festivals add the commercial value to a festival. A film like Tribe of Judah, if you watch the film, it's very commercial.
Yes.
Entertaining and engaging. When you watch Mommy Water, you begin to ask, why is it dragging? But you see beautiful cinematography, you see beautiful scenery, but it does not tell the kind of story that will make you sit in the cinema hall and begin to laugh and laugh and laugh. So what people are trying to do now, even at the festivals, like even festival programmers, trying to marry the two. Because in the past, the films you see at festivals oftentimes, like you mentioned, will never get into mainstream.
I'm going to ask two questions because we are running out of time.
Yeah.
My first question is this. In 21 years of Abuja Film Festival, what would you call your greatest satisfaction or achievement? Second is, why should a young filmmaker attend a film festival?
And I'll start from the second one. Why should a young filmmaker? And I'll marry it with the first question. You see, if you look at some of the biggest, almost all of the great filmmakers today, most of them had their debut at Abuja Film Festival. Kunle Afolayan's film was at Abuja Film and he won that year. While the likes of Kenneth Gang, when he was in school, in film school in Jos, his film was there. Today is one of the big filmmakers. Mike Adeleye had an admission at Abuja Film Festival. David Willow. You see, when you look at the festival circuit, he has his own potentials. For young filmmakers, it's an opportunity for them to express themselves. And that's where a Tommy, who is a programmer or an investor at Netflix, or is the one that commissioned at Netflix, will say, okay, this guy has some potentials. Let me pick him up and see how we can help. And that's what we have done over 21 years. For us at the festival, 21 years has been something very inspiring for us. Inspiring in the sense that we have looked at, looking back all these years, we've seen achievements. It might not be financial. And for us, that wasn't the idea of the festival. For us, the idea of the festival was a platform where young filmmakers who could not find their films in the local mainstream market could also have a platform to show their films, and people can see them. I remember the first 2 years we did the first 3 years or so, no cinemas in Nigeria. Today we are using the Silver Cinema in Abuja for the past 12 years now. Then we have to put a white cloth, get a projector, put chairs in the night when Abuja was a bit safe. Unlike now, we had open screens. We put a big projector outside. People will sit outside in the night, darkness, and you have the projector. And people are watching the film happily. I see how those pictures. When I look at those pictures with nostalgia now, I say, can you imagine people will sit outside? I remember a particular one. It was raining. You know, Abuja is very fun. It can rain in November, it can rain in October. Under the rain, people sat there and still watching the film. That was the engagement. So for us as festival organizers, we are more happy when we see people attend the festival, and that's why the topic. It's important that every filmmaker should aspire to submit their films in film festival. It doesn't cost you anything. What it does for you as a filmmaker, it gives you more exposure. It also gives you the confidence to know that people have seen your films.
Yes.
And most times at festivals, when your film gets to the festival and is seen, you can still go back and do the work based on the feedback you get. Unlike when you've done your final release.
Okay. Final question from me.
Yes, please.
How is the festival space going to expand to, like you said, the two kinds of films that one is commercially successful, and the other one is just beautiful cinematography and all that. When you marry the two, what's the space for film festivals going to look like in the future? 10 years from now, 20 years from now, is it going to evolve?
Yeah, it will evolve. It will expand. To expand beyond where it is now. What will happen is that you have more interest now. One of the fear most times is that commercial films, in quote, let me use that word, assume that when they get into film festivals, they are never accepted. When you marry those two, and it boils down not to the festival program as per se, it's for the filmmaker. In as much as you want to make a beautiful film, I'll give you a good example. Birth of Life. Fantastic cinematography.
Yes.
Good storyline.
Yes.
It's a faith-based film.
Yes.
If you look at it very well.
Yes.
When you are watching it, you won't even know that it's a faith-based film.
I mean, Bibi Shashore does it well.
Thank you.
That's his strength.
Yes. So he has been, and it's a film that can even travel at the festival circuit.
Yeah.
It has both what you're looking at the festival and has the commercial values too. So that's the marriage I'm talking about. That's the marriage at this point in time. We need to do that marriage where you have this commercial value and of course the artistic content.
Yes. Okay.
All right. I'm going to be asking the last question, and the last question is this: we've seen that what Abuja Film Festival have done. We've seen what you've also done. Will you say that it was your filmmaking thing that rubbed on your wife? Now I see her make a film every other month for you too.
Yes, one of the challenges when you have two creatives in a space, tomorrow is actually our 26th year of marriage. 26 years.
Congratulations.
26 years, yes. And you see, when you have two creative people in the same space, maybe I've prevented her over the years from expressing herself as a filmmaker. She's been working with me and also at the background. You get the point? In the last couple of about 2 years now, She just woke up one day and said, I want to start directing films. Yeah, are you sure? She said, I've been with you for all these years directing. I said, okay. You did the first one. I had a critique of it. I said, these are the things and what I've seen in the last couple of 2 years now, it's a progression and improvement. Even when I found someone who saw over, said, your films are keep improving. And you see, for me, I keep saying that some of the best filmmakers in the world, until the last Oscar 2 years ago, and when the women almost cleared almost everything, women are very detailed. One of my best films that I have, you know, to me, I will say it. Women are very detailed. When I did Not My Will, the editor was a woman. It took us, then you know you could release in 2 weeks. This lady made me spend almost 2 months. You know, women, she will finish it now. Say, it's okay, no, I've seen something else, let's go on. So, give it to women. So, when they are involved in anything, even, of course, even before the era of the Funke Akindele and the rest, and Moa Budwe, what are the Amaka Igwes now? Women too.
Lola
Macaulay, God bless you, Lola Fanika Macaulay. So, the women are more detailed. So, when she came up with the idea, I want to start making films, go ahead, free. I've not been making films, I've gone back to broadcasting.
In 30 seconds, because we run to talk out of time, tell us, 26 years of marriage, being together in the creative fields, how does it feel? What do you think? A lot of people feel that
we don't
two creatives can't get married and it will...
Same space.
Nah. I think you see, the first thing I always tell people, marry your friend. You know we met in school and then we discuss everything. And I mean everything, absolutely everything. I will not say we've not had our challenges in the marriages. It happens to everyone. But you see, if you are able to manage it. And I remember when you were doing your news this morning, I talked about a particular lady who went on social media. It is not everything that the public must get to know about you. So when you put your problem or your issues in the public space, it becomes public issue. And you must take whatever you get to hear there. That's why you make a post. I remember a lady, so let me quickly say, Shan George, 2 weeks ago, Bashali accused the Minister of Sports of asking for $1 million bribe. She went there and said, I know the Minister of Sports is a very good man. He cannot ask for any $1 million. And those children on Twitter, I know they are very dangerous. I want from them. I'm not talking to you guys. They quickly went there. Mama, shut up. When we begin to discuss dead films, we will call you. And people scream. Those children have so. There are things you have to be very careful where you go and make a comment. I hardly, it don't matter. Even when I make a post, my personal post, I don't respond. I will have like 100 comments, I will not even respond to anyone. Because I don't want to hear what I don't want to hear. So to avoid, so when you put your, so for us, 26 years, we have never, for any reason, no matter how upset we are, take our personal problem to the public space. It is very important.
Thank you so much. We've learned, I hope somebody at home have learned something. Somebody in the industry have learned something. I'm sure that if we want to talk to you, 2 hours, 3 hours is not enough. But I've enjoyed, I've learned.
I've also enjoyed my time. So it was quite
thank you so much.
Thank you very much.